Everybody. Well, today's video is my review on the Vichy Aqualia AntiOx. That's the vitamin C serum that I got in a swap with Frankie. So quickly to let you know, Vichy is a French company. It was started in 1931. It's available both here in the States and overseas as a drugstore brand. They're really a good brand. I use a lot of their sun protection, and actually a lot of the dermatologists in the Boston area sell the products and also recommend the products. Now this comes as a 1-ounce bottle, and you actually mix the vitamin C into it. The vitamin C is a 4-gram packet, and this is 1 ounce of vitamin E, and let me read this for you, citrus polyphenol, which is basically an antioxidant. The concept again is really good. The process of doing it is really messy. Now once you put the packet into it, you have to shake it to get it to dissolve. And it actually took me quite a few days until I felt that the product was really truly dissolved. And believe me, I shook it pretty hard too. What happened was in the first few days it had sort of like a gritty sort of consistency to it, so I knew that it wasn't mixed properly, and each time I used it I really shook it really hard, but it really took a few days before it really dissolved into the product. So there were quite a few things that I didn't like about it, and I'll start off with the first thing, which is the fact that it needs to be refrigerated. Now the reason for that is that it has no parabens in it, so it has no preservatives in it, and therefore it's going to break down and not be fresh unless you refrigerate it. And even refrigerating it, you can only use it for 21 days, and then it's recommended that you throw it away. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't keep a refrigerator in my bathroom. God knows if I did, I'd probably be up in the middle of the night looking for something to eat. But anyways, if I had left this in my refrigerator, there is no way that I would have remembered to go and get it every morning and then go back to my bathroom and use it in my skincare regime. So to me, that's a big minus for me. It is packaged in that dark colored bottle, which they do put and recommend that vitamin C is in. And I did put it in a dark, cool spot in my bathroom, and I didn't use it for the full 21 days because I knew that it would break down, but as I said, that was a big deterrent for me. So between mixing it and then refrigerating it, the next thing is that it's a really messy product to use, and I'm not sure if it's because of the vitamin E that's in it, which is actually a good idea of putting it in because the vitamin E was more soothing to your skin, where the vitamin C can be more irritating. So I get the idea of adding that in, but what happened is, and I want you to see if you can see this without me spilling it. You can see how it's settled around the neck of the bottle. And trust me, I have cleaned this every single time I use it, and every time I put it back in, that's what happened. And just as a word of caution, if you do decide to try this, do not use a white towel cleaning it off because it stains. So the final thing that I didn't like about it is actually the price. Now, you might think, well, the price, it's $45 for a 1-ounce bottle, where SkinCeuticals or Obagi or one of the other companies is between $100 and $140. But what you have to remember, and this is where great marketing comes in, is that this is for a 3-week supply. So if you multiply that out to a 3-month supply, you're at $180. Whereas if you're buying the other product, the ounce will definitely last you that same 3-month period of time, you're between $100 and $140. So in actuality, this is more expensive to use. So for me, it just didn't work. I honestly have to say, you have to definitely take into consideration that I was always using a 15% vitamin C, and I went down to a 10%, so therefore I wouldn't see a huge difference in my skin, and you may, but so many of the other factors of what I didn't like would just make it for me that even if they upped it to a 15%, I wouldn't repurchase it. So quickly, what I want to tell you is what I would purchase again, and that's the cosmetic solution, the one that I did my dupe on way back when I first started doing YouTube videos. That's the company that has the same product of the SkinCeutical at like a third of the cost. Now, I've answered this question a lot of times, but I want to go over it again because I think it's really important. The SkinCeutical sells for $140, and as you know, they have a patent on that product. So initially when I started to do my research on it, I thought, well, I have a patent. How is it possible that another company's come out and put on a really good dupe and nobody's saying anything about it? Because, you know, if you have a patent in this country and you have the ability to sue, and that's not sue in the girl's name, that's in sue as in I'm going to haul your you-know-what into court. They're in there so quick, there's no way that they will let another company come out with a product that was equal to theirs when they had a patent on it. So how is that possible? So I've asked tons of people, and what I finally figured out was that SkinCeuticals has a patent on the formulation of their product, which makes perfect sense. So what they've done is they've come up with a way to formulate the product so that it would keep the strength for the longest period of time and it wouldn't break down the way that vitamin C usually does. And that's what their patent is on, and that's why they can't sue the other company, because they are using the same ingredients. They're just obviously not formulating it or packaging it or whatever you want to call it in the same manner that SkinCeuticals is. So for me, I'd rather buy the cosmetic solution, and I'll put a link to the site down below, at 1/3 of the price. And if you're concerned about that it's not going to last as long as the SkinCeuticals, so use it a little bit less. But if you're getting 1 ounce at $45 as opposed to 1 ounce for $118, which is about what I usually buy and find the SkinCeuticals at, I'd rather use that. I think it had the exact same effect on my skin. I think that it worked really that well. So for me, I'm sticking with the cosmetic solution. I'm definitely not repurchasing the Vichy, and I'm definitely not spending the money on the SkinCeuticals. So that's it for my review on the Vichy vitamin C product. For my look today, I'm going to leave you a link to Giada Nautical But Nice One's video on using the Amber Diamond from Dior for both your skin and for your eye makeup, which I tried today and I'm sort of really liking. And I'll also leave you, of course, a link to the Cosmetic Solution website down below also, so you can read up about the company. By the way, it is also available through Amazon, so if you have an Amazon account and you want to order it that way, it's available that way. I'll leave you a link to that also. That's it, everybody. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. I hope you have a great start to your week. Take care. Speak to you soon.